Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Mark Marquette. So glad you're with us to stay curious today. Going solo today after a bunch of great guests that Marty Winkle and I have had during ShuttleFest. Hello to my co-producer Marty Winkle over there on our Streamlabs situation, who picked up this cool green screen here. As we're going to show you some Mark Usiak slides for all you fans out there of Stay Curious that didn't get to see or come to ShuttleFest. Okay, cool shot that Mark Usiak took, and he gave me 60 slides a little bit ago, and I racked them up and did everything I needed to them. Barely looked at them, and there's not a picture of you in there, Marky, but there's Mark Usiak and his brother Tom, and these are true partners of the American Space Museum with what they've done for us and will continue to do in the future. But mostly, these two gentlemen are the tip of the spear that brought us ShuttleFest, and the concept that I had, they helped take to the next level for ShuttleFest IV being a good success. Marty and I will be reporting about ShuttleFest to our board of directors at 4:30 today. So we have a hard out here at 4:25, and we are going to we've got ShuttleFest, other things to think about. We had 60 kids in here from St. Petersburg, Marty, 60 fifth graders that toured the museum and Spaceview Park on a beautiful, sunshiny Chamber of Commerce day here in downtown Titusville, Florida. So continue to get your cards and love, and please, we appreciate your positive comments. I send all them to my binary star partner, Gabriel Rothblatt, who's the executive director over our foundation, and I'm the director of our museum, and we are having a lot of fun with putting things like ShuttleFest, putting us on the map. So we're going to go through these pictures really quick, and I got a lot of nice hard light on me here, make me look even more old than I am, Marty. So bags of the eyes are disappearing, and you're going to see why we got them. As ShuttleFest, just going to whiz through about, I'm looking at the time here so we can get out of here at 4:25. But thank you, Tim Gagnon, for this beautiful emblem that we call the shield. Hope you all bought a t-shirt. If you hadn't bought a t-shirt, PM me or get to us somehow if you're at ShuttleFest and you add $10 to the $20 cost of the t-shirt, and we'll send you one. Last time I'll probably show this. Okay, thank you so much. Eileen Collins, Don Thomas, Joe Tanner, John Grunsfeld, incredible. Eileen, Don, and Joe there from Friday morning to start. Joe, Don, and Eileen there and left Sunday. Connie McDaniel, we can't thank you enough or say we love you enough, the whole staff here, for what you do and have been doing for 6 years, volunteer here. There she is with Gabriel and our flyer. She kept the rudder in the ship in front while I was running around the deck. And we can't, like I said, a great person, Marty. She's become personal friends to all of us. And now you've got a little time to go out and see some astronauts with the astronaut wranglers out there. So thank you, Connie, and everybody that met you certainly knows what a pleasant and smile she puts on your face. So thank you. Of course, that's because she's from North Carolina, she'll say, but she spent most of the Charlotte area. She's a Charlotte girl, spent most of her life, though, as a nurse, birthing babies at Tampa General Hospital. So thanks a lot, Connie, for all you did. Eileen Collins, Chris Callie, and this other guy there. Marty, I want you to chime in there to help me go through real quick and keep me on point here. She is one heck of a lady. And Chris, thank you for your friendship and helping shape this as my co-chair. This was taken in our studio in here, in the other room. This is what Tommy Usiak nudged me at this event here. He's up there on the left with his camera, and he said, Mark, this is what Space Fest was all about, and I'm so happy to see it. Everybody's sitting around telling stories, just having a good time. They don't want to see a band in the evening. They don't want too much to do. They want to sit around, enjoy an adult beverage or two, and have some good fellowship there, like you're saying here at the hotel, in the Hyatt Place Hotel. Thank you so much for your facility. We may have outgrown it there on cue. There's the manager, Dana Lavoisier. Okay. Probably typical look on her face. What is Mark doing now? Marty seemed to, but saw her today. Everything's really cool. Everything, you all took care of the hotel. And as you're going to see, it was a mosh pit. There's Terry White with Joe Tanner and Tim Gagnon, and I forget the other gentleman's name, so I won't fret over that. Thank you for being there. Chris Calley showing his artwork. What was cool for the guests, Marty, the hotel, was they had to pay to get in if they wanted to see the talks, and then it probably would let them in free. But just looking out towards the entrance, every hotel on the Space Coast has that astronaut mannequin in the back there. Lynn, thank you so much. Husband of
Tim Gagnon.
Gagnon, yeah, Lynn Gagnon, yeah. Help me there, Marty, there. With his patches, he's got some 50 or more patches that he created with his friend Jorge, who's in Spain. They're on the International Space Station. Connie and Julie Clay there in the back selling some merchandise. I like that, handing them money. And we did make a good profit, enough to at least secure the future of ShuttleFest in the future. Again, how it kind of looked over in the towards the cocktail bar area, and that is where you come in the Hyatt Place Hotel, right there at the 405. Mikey Haddad on the left. Thank you, Mikey. He started bringing us A-list guests and astronauts on the payload side. And there is Joe Tanner with Don Thomas. And as you see, there's a bunch of kids in the foreground. Kids. They're college students from North Carolina. And they, about 8 of them came down. And I didn't even have time to look at the manifest to catch that. But boy, I'll tell you one person that really enjoyed them being there was Mr. Jay Honeycutt, former center director. He was glad to see that. I think that I was probably asking, who has been to ShuttleFest before? Nick Thomas behind me there. And thank you very much for taking these close-ups. And there's Danny, the coffee man. And we just invested in Danny's business there. Many of you remember Danny. If you're here Friday night, he was in the silver costume. He is an extrovert even beyond me, Marty, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. But we bought some of his freeze-dried product to sell to you at a great rate, and happy to help Danny get back to his home there. So one thing we wanted to do that was, we had a gallery, our fabulous collections manager, Nick Enix, had the Hubble Gallery up during the celebration. We actually won this as a contest. About 30 universities or 30 institutions were given this cosmic reef to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Hubble. So I unceremoniously rolled it out there with Bert Dick. It had been in storage, and now it'll go back to storage. But that was to celebrate here at the 35th year of the Hubble. So thank you all for being there. And Mick Thomas, I gave a lot of love to him, and we'll continue to do so.
I want to mention we had that Hubble print hanging up in the gallery.
Yes, we created a Hubble gallery where our old studio was. Now we've moved into the new one. Thank you, Marty. And that was the centerpiece of it on the wall there. And then when we moved, this thing had to be moved somewhere. The Hubble was sort of a temporary gallery that Nick did, and he'll be doing more things around here soon. And Nick Thomas, thank you so much. I think Nick really got in stride this one, Marty. He had a lot of good quips. This man, all you want to do is sit down, maybe enjoy an adult beverage, and he likes to smoke a cigar now and then. And you give him those two things, and you just sit back and regale in the stories he's got to tell about Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, and shuttle astronauts. The Hubble, one of the panels, they were broken up, and guess what? They're all on YouTube, folks. You can go back and see them. I haven't had a chance to. But this was our setup. A lot of compliments on our Milky Way Earth backdrop there. it's a great photo op. We have that in our gallery, in our setup gallery there. So there's the kind of the front row, some of the people there, how the Hyatt place looked for you that weren't there. And Joe Tanner met Marty and I in the parking lot Thursday night, and he gave me patches and decals that he specifically brought to weed out his stuff. He's 75. Joe, he had a tight schedule. He came in Friday night, did autographs, Saturday did autographs. He had to leave Sunday morning. But thank you, John Grunsfeld, for your time. People just enjoyed him. His talk was fabulous. And all of these astronauts say they want to come back again and on their own dime. There's Julie and Marty. Julie Clay again. Hi, Julie. I know she's watching there. Beautiful little outfit she had, as well as everyone dressed up really nice. Next year we'll have our own identifiable ShuttleFest volunteer t-shirts there, I guarantee it. Marty is going to help a lot this year in patterning after his Grumman reunions. Again, another great panel with Nick, Eileen Collins talking to her launch director, and so much more to NASA, Mr. Bob Seek. This is what I love seeing, Marty. Just the astronauts were intermingled with everybody. You might turn around and bump into them. As we go down the road with ShuttleFest, I'm pretty sure you that were lucky enough to attend it will be telling other people you should have been there at number 4 at the Hyatt, because there's the Ramanujans, Bharat and Mal, and they financed more than one astronaut coming here. Thank you. God bless you. And we will have more vegan food for you. Hadn't thought that through, but they were wondering where all the other things that are more vegan are at. So talking to Mikey there. Mikey's got his Cleveland Brown colors on there, by the way, Marty, or some of them. There is the camera that Mike Ronaldo used to photograph or film this whole thing on YouTube. Technology is just incredible these days, Marty. And there is the mosh pit outside where the vendors were. There is the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation. Can't bring her name there. Talking to David Chudwin there, and in the back are the Gagnons. This is not a vendor event. There is Larry McNally and John Zarella talking there. All right. Larry McEngland. I don't know his last name exactly, but he contributed to us substantially because he liked this pattern after Space Fest, and we had probably a third of the crowd there had been to this event in Tucson where Apollo astronauts autographed and they did that for 10 years, and it's over. It's not the same thing anymore. Glad there's a picture of Mitch Rothman in there. Thank you so much, Mitch, and entertaining two gentlemen there. Is how Chris Kelly had his stuff set out there. There's Space Hipster #1, Emily Carney on the right with her sister in the middle and niece. They enjoyed the time there. There's Connie saying, where did Mark put this? Or why does Mark have this in here? Or where's Mark? Ken Havicott, thank you and your wonderful wife, Teresa, for your financial support. They brought one astronaut here, paid expenses for one of them, and they did very well with their one-of-a-kind artifacts there. There's Terry White holding court with Doug Forrest there. Forget the other gentleman's name because I'm trying to whiz through there. Yeah, we've seen me enough. There's Larry and Chris Callie. They're Larry McGinty, I think. They're very good friends. Larry McGlynn. Okay, McGlynn. Mick Glenn. All right, like John Glenn, Mick Glenn. This guy was part of the Space Dealers. That was a one-season show on space artifacts there with Tori Varkett. Gabriel Rothblatt, his son Saturn, and talking there. There's Jennifer Munns in the background. Their fiance, Jennifer and Gabriel. And with Bert Dicht, all right, and oh God, they're gonna kill me, Mike. And there's David Chudwin with Eileen's book, and there is McCandless III, Bruce McCandless III. He and Emily signed their book, Big Hit, Starbound. Chudwin was there too. There's Grunsfeld signing something here. All right. And there's Emily signing there with Bruce. Really great conversation. Starbound is a book, and we got some left over, and they left us some signed ones there. There's Ramanujan talking to Mikey. There's Tori Varquette on the right. All right, you got Chris in the middle there. We're talking to Terry. There's the kids that came down, the students, engineering students. God bless you, Eileen Collins. Her voice went out Sunday, okay? And so I went around Sunday morning. She was just going to talk Sunday afternoon. I knew she was whispering. And I said, have you had talked to Eileen much? Oh, yeah, I did. Everyone there had a little one-on-one time with her outside of the autograph session. And when I went up to her and said, I can shorten the talk a little bit there with you if you want. We said a 90-minute segment will go to 60 because she's with Mike Leinbach and Jonathan Ward, the launch director and another writer that wrote both these books. She said, no, I'll whisper, Mark, and so forth. What a trooper. There's her signature on some Chris Calley premiered it here, his artwork of her. There she is with Chris. Thank you, Chris, for getting some stuff autographed for the museum. And I don't know what that's all about, but there's Larry McGlynn and Chris Calley. Man, love fest for those two, huh? And thank you. The food was just excellent there. We've got Sheila to thank on Saturday night. Connie mostly laying this stuff out there with Sheila. There is the man, in my opinion, that knows so much about the space program, one of the walk-in encyclopedias. All right, Mr. Jay Honeycutt on the right. He really, and these kids, they don't really know who they're seeing there, but one day they will. Thank you, thank you. Great panel there with John Tribe on the right, Joanne Morgan. That was my favorite panel, of course, and we premiered Jay Honeycutt's audiovisual, A Brief History of Human Spaceflight. What a hit that was. And what a hit Joanne Morgan was Friday night. Those of you that came Friday night, I heard many people say the $90 they paid was worth the cost of of just Friday night. And thank you so much for that. There's Jay.
Yeah, Jay's video was excellent, Mark. Is it going to be for sale?
Yes, it's going to be for sale. That's why we haven't shown any of it. We're trying to figure out how to monetize it so you can like. Jay wants it to be used for NASA to human resource department, for example, and stuff like that. So we'll get our heads around that. There's Jonathan Ward. Jonathan, thank you for bringing Eileen to this. I can't thank you enough, brother. It's just amazing how all this falls into place. So there's Jay's wife right there, Peggy, and grandson right there. So, you know, the older we get, Mr. Honeycutt's by far from grumpy, but I think we just get older and when we're rested, we look like that. Robert Law from Dundee, Scotland. He spent a couple of days here at the museum. We love Robert, and yes, he brought plenty of kilts to show off down here. There's Bruce Dick that once a month does a great show on Stay Curious. There's Jay and the gang there. And she looked at Carlton's shirt and saw the cat on top of the dinosaur shooting a UFO with his laser gun. And God bless you. Joe Tanner, if you want him. John Grunsfeld, if you want him. And left to right, Nick Thomas, Jonathan Ward, Mike Leinbach, Bob Seek, Don Thomas with his woodpecker shirt that Jean Wright, the Sew Sister, made for him. Eileen Collins, Joe Tanner, and yep, that guy there. And yes, quite a shirt, quite a guy. He gets us. He wants to be part of us. And why not? Because he's a Buckeye. So just like me. There's another shot of Eileen Collins there. And I guess it's appropriate to go out with this one, though I didn't rack them up this way. There's Chris Calley and I. Had no idea who we were 4 years ago. Didn't even know how to pronounce Calais. I was told was how you pronounce his name. Not, it's Calley. His dad, the great Paul Calley, that You know Paul Calley's art. You've licked that moon stamp of his that he did in 1969. So, what a team! What a great group of people! What a blessed organization we are, and personally, how blessed I am to call each and every one of you our friends and supporters. Marty.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments, Mark, but I just want to read one from Mark Usiak. This event was better than I could have hoped for. The blending of Space Fest attendees, along with the infusion of new fans, makes this the go-to event of 2026. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Marty. We got to scoot to go to a board meeting, and I'm already efforting the Cocoa Beach Hotel for 2026. I'm looking at a contract tomorrow, Thursday. So we'd hate to leave from the Hyatt Place, but I think y'all will enjoy their tiki bar. And how about just, I don't know, 100 steps to the ocean off of there. Yes, Marty.
And real quick, Steve Holcomb is asking to please resend your email.
Did what?
Please resend your email. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Okay, I'll resend my email, Steve, and thank you so much for his contribution with his Lake City Spaceport business up there at Fox Lake, Illinois. So great to connect with these people and know who you all are. So until tomorrow, when we have Gary Allgaier on for his last show until the fall. He's a snowbird. He's going up to Georgia to a nice cabin situation he's got up there. Gary's going to talk about Apollo 13 in a way that you probably never heard about it, including as a structural engineer, what happened to that tank that caused the problem. So stay curious. I'm Mark Marquette saying I can't wait to see you tomorrow to bridge the space between us.